had this beautiful time with the children. It was really nice. And ma'am had always helped us like "Ipdi pannano, apdi pannano," and she always cleared our doubts. And for my beautiful friends, like I have to say a huge thanks. Like they were a big part of this. So I'll start with my case study report. So I'm Ferin Lopez from Stella Maris doing my psychology. And I wanted during this time, I wanted to understand what the preteens and teens, their innate nature and how their environment helps them to grow. And I wanted to know if the environment they are in will help them become what they are, pursuing to become. So that's what I was doing during this lockdown period. Okay, so this is how we approached the study, like it was, identifying their inner nature. So the first, so I want to say this quote, and I want you all to read it too. By education, I mean an all-round drawing out of the best in a child and man, body, mind, and spirit. In today's education system, I think they are totally focusing on the education aspect, the mind alone, and the mind in sense fully, putting knowledge inside which is not even going to be used in the future. Till now, I don't even know why a plus b squared that happens, why that is used in life. And I'm guessing even the engineering students in this meeting right now, you'll be wondering why are we learning so much right now. So I want education to become more of like mind in sense, sound mindfulness and spirit too. So this is the quote by Mahatma Gandhi. And the first was a game theory, and my game was maze. So I'm pretty sure everyone is, familiar with the game of maze. It's very simple, but it has a huge meaning behind it, and that I created. Uh, so the benefits of maze for smaller children, it helps them with their hand-eye coordination, improves them be patient and persistent towards doing any task that they take up. So an example, so the game theory behind this game is, so in life, we have an end goal, and the starting point is always an idea to achieve the end goal. And there are several steps in life, like, so over here, I put an example for you all to understand much easier. So if your dream is to publish a novel, so you will start with like deciding the genre, how to write it, and then choosing the characters, giving life to them, and then finally it's going to be publishing and all. So in life, when you have a decision and you're set with your goals, you always have a starting point and an end point. Every turn you take, you're either one step closer or one step far from your end goal. And the meaning behind this game is to, however long it takes for you to reach the goal, just stay on hold and keep pursuing it, and you will one day reach it. So the three things that I wanted to teach through this game is perseverance, courage, and patience. So that's the game, my theory, game theory. And this is Rochelle's, one of my subjects, Rochelle's game theory, the idea behind hers. Her starting point was to become, her interest in becoming a baker, and the end was to become a baker. And then, the right paths, she put down her right paths, like every right turn and all her hindrances. We should also take our own time and think about what we want to achieve, what our passion is, and write down what what the right path is and what are the hindrances. And that's Rochelle's, and this is Anne's. Her interest was to become a basketball player, and the end was becoming a star player. And then she identified all her hindrances of and her right path. So that's game theory. So the next is narrative therapy. Narrative therapy is what Vaishnavi and Pratiksha said. Sorry, I get confused with their names. So narrative therapy is just expressing your inner self through words or art. The previous children, they expressed it with art and words. My children, they expressed it, both of them did a story. So Rochelle took the liberty of expressing through writing a poem, and she was really good. Her sister also helped her, and so Anne is third standard child, and her mother helped her, and she refers to herself as princess in the narrative that she did. So this is Rochelle's poem. So if y'all are okay with it, I'll just read it. I'll just tell you what she says. She's saying about her school and about her family, and she doesn't give any place for hate. She always values and cherishes relationships. She seeks perfection, and she always follows her heart, and her backbone will always be her mother and her sister and her entire family, we can say. They encourage her and become her to make her to become stronger and all that. So that's Rochelle's narrative, and Anne's narration is, she is saying from a third person's point of view, like she's narrating her life, and then she uses she's like saying it's about a princess's story, and then in the end you can see she's like, do you know who the princess is? That's me. And so from this we can see how childish she is, and how much she looks at the world from a positive view. So the next is cognitive behavior approach, and here we had throughout the time, I think we spent about 20 days with the children, giving them activities, and it was wonderful. And we had to, I wanted to show out all their values and virtues. So Rochelle was punctual, like if you give her the activity like tonight, she will be done with it in 8:30, or she'll at least give it to me before she goes to sleep. So she's that punctual. And creativity, oh my god, she used to draw lines and then write on top of it. And her maze, she drew it with scale and red pen. It's so creative. And her independency, she doesn't seek any help from anyone. She likes to do things on her own. And her politeness, she always responds in a very polite manner, and that's great about Rochelle. So this is Anne. Anne was always energetic, and she was excited for games and to watch any videos and ask questions. Like she'll be like, "Ready, ma'am, I'm ready." No, miss, I'm ready. And then she always likes to pray. And then she said that her grandmother helps her to pray, and then she likes to talk to God. But dependency, she depends on her mother quite a lot. Maybe since she's small, she's younger. And her respect, she always respects everyone. And I also had the opportunity of being her catechism teacher in parish, and she always calls me miss, miss, miss whenever she sees me. So this is transactional analysis. This is us finding out their inner talents and things that should come out to light. Rochelle was great great in baking. She makes all these small snacks and all that. You should ask her sister. Her sister sitting right here. That's Nadia. Nadia always, when she comes home from college, she'll have Rochelle will make these corn cheese sandwiches and all that. She bakes amazingly, and she sings really great, and she enjoys singing with her sister. Her learning, she always wants to be at the top of the class. She spends time learning a lot, and writing, she has great energy and great ways to express her thought. And Anne enjoys dancing. She likes to do all these action songs and anything that keeps her energetic and all that. She has a great love for basketball, and she wants to become a basketball player. She loves to draw and engage in any activity that involves paint and color pencils. She loves playing games with all her friends and her family. Ink plot test. So we had given them all these pictures, and we had given them 3 pictures, and we had to interpret what we felt about them. So you can see what they said, A, B, and C. So in these 3 pictures, she numbered, when I gave it to Rochelle, she took the liberty to number, like A was 1, B is 2, C and all that. She numbered it in a very organized manner. most of her interpretations were animals. From this, I infer that she has a very positive angle on life, very positive about life, and then suddenly we have lost hope. So that's Rochelle, and she also did the same thing about like prawn, butterfly, and all that. So her interpretations were mostly like animals and flowers, and from this we can see that she's more inclined to conserving environment. So that's the input test. And social cognition. So we were given. So I gave them a clipping from Hannah Montana, the series, and asked these all several questions. And they from it was the questions. The clipping was about relationship and lying and all that. And then Rochelle, she cherishes her friendship, and she will never let any trivial matter come in between the relationship that she has with anyone. And Anne respects private life and different people's opinions. She is very quick to apologize to. And the CMBTI is we found the archetype of the child. So for Rochelle, her archetype is architect. She has this unending love and joy in creating stuff, and like be it a poem, drawing, inclined to creating it to the fullest of potential. She has this love for creation, and she also has this need for perfection, and both of these two values coincide, and she has this beautiful like talent of becoming an architect. And Anne, she is a performer. Anne is very her environment, she's very pampered and protected. Her mother guards her from everything, like good and bad. In a way it's actually good, but I feel it's also a disadvantage, because the child does not take full control of her life. Yeah, it's too soon for the child to take control, but I feel like children should be given a sense of authority over their life. And the performer, because she likes to be engaged in active person who's behind the screens. She wants to be in the spotlight, and she loves to perform. So, and the differences between both the children was like Rochelle is very organized and she's very independent. Anne Anne is like scared of dark and tricky things. She's very compassionate towards animals. For Rochelle, the social cognition, she avoids trivial matters to create problems and cherishes relationships. The social cognition for Anne, she respects other people's opinions and quick to adapt. And the CMBTI, she's the architect, and she's a performer. So this is the thing of Rochelle. She's sports 20%, academic she's 60% because she loves to learn new things and she likes to keep her occupied. Business mind is 20%. For Anne, it's sports is 40% and academics is 50. Business mind is 10. She loves to play basketball, but she also keeps a good eye on education. And their potential is, they can become an architect. Rochelle can become an architect, and she loves to keep everything organized, and she loves to be creative. So I think she can, become the best of an architect, like if she pursues it further. And she likes to do anything that keeps her adrenaline at full all the time, like any activity, anything that requires a lot of physical energy. She is good at that. And the parents, I think the parents should, give them a sense of authority give the child a sense of authority over their own lives, and they should not like pamper the child too much or curb their child's talent. They should never give in to the tantrums. Like in today's world, like we can see that if the child starts screaming anywhere, the parents are like okay, and then they get the things. But I think for all 2000 and all the 90s kids over here and even 80s kids, you would have been taught like to respect your parents' opinions, but the children here, they want stuff like immediately, and I think it's a big no for them, the parents, to give in to their tantrums. And the conducive environment for Rochelle is like her friends support and provide her a sense of comfort. Her school plays in building her self-esteem and also quenches her thirst for knowledge. She likes to keep learning new stuff, and she also uses YouTube and all the other social medias to learn stuff. How to draw, how to paint, and all that. Her family acts as a role model and plays a major role on how she looks at the world. And a huge thing to her sister has always been the backbone of Rochelle, and her mother also. Her society helps her refine the knowledge about people. And for Anne, her friends act as a channel of fun and entertainment. Like when I was teaching her catechism in Sunday school, she was also always like, miss game, miss game, miss game. So she loves to play. And her school helps in molding and provides basic training in pursuing her dreams, that is basketball. Her family acts as a shield and protects her from dangers as well as opportunities. Society plays an active role in how she observes others' perspectives. And a huge thanks to Bharati ma'am for giving me this opportunity to present in front of all my family and my friends' families. And a big thanks to both the children for helping me learn more about life and also their families. Thank you.
Such a wonderful presentation. Everybody, please clap for her. Such a beautiful presentation, Ferin. Very, very beautiful. And now I would like her friend to say a few words about Ferin.
Ferin, she's always been this person who wants to know about everything, and she observes a lot, and that's really nice, for someone to have these kind of qualities in them. So I really love that in her, and she takes too much of interest in doing these kind of things. Like whatever she's doing, she sees to it that every detail is perfect, and everything goes on well. So that is the best in her. And after seeing her presentation, it was really nice to see how much of work she's taken in understanding these two kids, and noticing every detail of how they gave their answers and stuff. And yeah, it was really nice.
Beautiful. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And
Thank
now,
you.
yeah, I'll give her the certificate. And
Sister to say something, ma'am.
oh yeah, yes, sure. Why not? I'm so sorry. Please.
Okay, ma'am, that's okay. The thing is, like with Ferin, we both have not been like sisters. We've always dealt as friends. So I've learned a lot from her, be it spontaneous, being spontaneous or being bold. I've learned all that from her. So although she's my younger sister, she's always been bossing around, and I find she takes too much attention. Like she gives a lot of attention to literary work,
Details.
and details. And there was a time when I was just interested in writing small quotes, and then when I told her, she was like, yeah, even I'll do. And then like in a few weeks time, I could see her writing all paragraphs and stories, and reading that is like just mind-blowing. I'm like, you're 5 years younger to me, and you're doing so much. So I used to look up to her, and for advice also, sometimes I take really bad decisions. So whenever I tell her the scenario, she'll be like, don't do that, don't do this. So she guides me more, I feel.
And you must listen to her, because when
Yeah.
I did her archetype, I was really surprised, and I will tell you in a minute about that.
She's
Yeah,
very
please go ahead.
bold, and yeah, she will definitely make sure that you take that decision. You make that thing right, like that. I'm so happy that she's used the COVID pandemic situation very well.
Okay, thank you so much. And I want to tell one thing about Ferin. She shared one story.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but we can't see your video.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So what happened was she shared, first time she shared her story with me, and I was reading it. And as I was reading it, I'll quote that. So when I was reading it, I literally transported myself there. See, that is the winning point of a author. The person should be able to transport themselves to that particular place, and that was really amazing. And I saw some of her poems and write-ups in Instagrams. Amazing, beautiful. Okay, now let's give you the certificate.